Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at @GoldenBoot or through PayPal at paypal.me/GoldenBoot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. I don't know why that give me hype every time. Welcome back to another edition of the HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. We got Daniel D. Williams in the building. Yes, and fellas, it was a weekend in HBCU football.
Yes, sir. Good football.
Great football. Great football. Several games. I was listening. I was riding on the way back up to Huntsville, and it was several games that came down to the last play. I listened to North Carolina Central and Delaware State. And you were keeping me informed on Morgan State and South Carolina State. Wow. First of all, yeah. Wow. And then as I was driving through Birmingham, I looked to my left and I could see Legion Field, see the lights and stuff. And I'm listening to Alabama State and Alabama A&M go down to the last play in that game as well. But the day started off well. It started off fine. The tone was set. College game day at Jackson State. It was for the culture. It was big. Jackson State stepped up big. Southern stepped up big. The fans stepped up big. ESPN represented well. So kudos to them for that. It wasn't a minstrel show. It wasn't no shucking and jiving. And it was everybody was well represented. So first off,
you had a couple of moments. Nothing too big though.
Yeah. But first takes, you know what I'm saying, on that. How y'all felt?
Man, Jackson State controlled offensive defensive line. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even at the game yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Are you talking about just the one?
The game
pregame?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, for sure. For me, anyway, game day was huge. Just showing the culture side. It was good. I loved it. What you laughing at?
I think it was great exposure, man. You know, it was great to kind of, you know, open the curtain up to what Jackson State is or what HBCU football is in a sense, you know. So I think it was great exposure. It was great for Jackson State, for SWAC, for HBCU football, and I'm glad the game, you know, lived up to it.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Miss Aaliyah Marshall and all her pettiness says, made it this time. I see what's good, fam. Hey, Miss Aaliyah, how are you? Then she comes back at this point. Y'all need to add me to the show. You are a part of the show, right where you need to be.
All right. But no, I mean, I'll give it to him.
Controlling the chat.
Right. I give it to him as far as, you know, especially on game day. Prime, he had everybody on game day backing him. You know, he had Stephen A out there talking his noise, running his mouth big time. So it was good, man. It was very entertaining. I did not see Stephen A being a guest picker, just being honest.
I
didn't see that one coming.
I didn't either. So Rev called me. I was on the way that Rev called me and said, Stephen A guest picker. I said, what? He said, yeah, he played
way out of left field.
Winston-Salem. So yeah,
Could have got Mo Williams. I mean, he coached at Jackson State.
yeah.
but
So, but
I don't think.
I guess they were
No,
saying
Roddy.
He ain't got the star power, I guess.
Yeah,
he ain't SWAC. He ain't HBCU. I don't think so. I mean,
He coached at one.
yeah, that obviously that don't make you SWAC. Anyway, but nah, it was great, man. It was great. Is you know what I'm saying when there's ups, there are some downs. It later came out with the TikTok video that Southern players. Hey, first of all, listen, I'm sorry to cut this off. Maction is on. Western Michigan Bowling Green. These dudes from Bowling Green, these wide receivers putting on the show, one hand catches and stuff, like tightrope. Anyway, but they put out a video on TikTok. Basically, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play the video. Y'all can go look it up. You know what I'm saying? F your coach and his broke foot, F your daddy and his broke foot. We're gonna snatch your chain.
Yeah.
It's just tasteless, man.
The thing, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? That is a very tasteless video, but Shadori did come out with a video of his own before that. So I want to say that was Southern. Yeah, that was Southern response.
See, and that's, you know what? And I never saw the video, never heard anything about it. So I would love to, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, Shadori, you know, he was popping his guns too first. You know, that's just Southern. It's always just like in a football game. The referee they always sees the retaliation. So it is what it is, man.
So yeah.
I'll
say this though: if you're gonna do that, you got to show up on the field.
Yep.
Now let's get to it. 35-0.
35-0. Second time Southern got shut out this year. My mascot of the Tiger.
Yeah. The best two quarterbacks in the SWAC, maybe.
That's the third time by a Tiger.
They got shut out.
Texas Southern shut them out too?
Oh, so they got shut out 3 times.
Well, who the other one?
Texas Southern, LSU. No,
LSU didn't shut them out.
You're right. So it is twice.
To the two best quarterbacks in the SWAC, maybe. Two of the three at least.
Yeah.
Can we
2 of the 3? Yeah.
It's fair to say that's crazy. LSU didn't shut them out. I mean, I guess you know.
You blink your eye in that game. They was up 21-0. So,
I mean, that's petty of a different caliber because I mean, maybe if you didn't put certain quarterbacks in.
All right, we're not gonna do that. Here we go. We're not gonna do that
tonight. Ain't nobody
HBCU hour.
Ain't nobody watching that over here, you know. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, let me pull up. I'll pull up the stats too because this game was just it was out of hand. Like
it was dumb. I mean, honestly, the game was won in the trenches. You know, Ant made a point. I want to say maybe a week or two ago about if Jackson State was to move up and play, they would struggle in the trenches. Well, ain't nobody stopping them because right now they're just all around better in the trenches when it comes to the SWAC play.
Yeah, for sure.
So honestly, right now, I don't see them getting beat by nobody in the SWAC. I'm just being honest with you. They dominant up front. And Shador, he wasn't as impressive whenever it came to like his game day performance.
Running though, he showed a different side
yards,
of
right.
Yeah.
As far as his feet, he showed he got no speed.
Yeah, he showed a different side of him. For sure. Everybody said he was a pocket passer. He showed he can get out and run a little bit. But I think to your point though, what everybody was saying, coming into the game about Southern's defensive line and how dominant they've been, they got neutralized to a certain extent. Jackson State was able to run the ball, and honestly, I don't think anybody saw it being this lopsided, but I think we all kind of what we thought was going to happen happened. Jackson State ran the ball, and
I went for the upset.
He went for the upset. I was like, Southern gonna keep it close.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be competitive. But they just didn't have the firepower.
Yeah. Coach Sanders did mention on the press conference about Wilkerson that if he had known he was that close to 100, he would have let him get that. But yeah, go ahead, Dane.
Let me ask you a question. Is this more indicative on Jackson State or Southern not being able to establish any kind of offense whenever they're playing top tier talent for the most part?
That's a good question.
Because
I
mean, it's looking like, I don't know, they're having a hard time whenever they come against good defenses.
I don't know if it's.
I think my bad, Pooh.
No, you good.
I think it's more indicative of Southern because we've seen, as good as Jackson State is, we've seen teams. I'm not going to say keep it close necessarily, but be competitive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This was lopsided, bro, and
it's a beat down.
And I don't know if, like you say, if it's them facing defenses that are top-notch defenses, or if it's some mental aspect of them playing Jackson State, or what it was, or maybe the video and stuff like that, they just weren't focused. But I think it's more about them not showing up and not performing to the standard that we thought they were than it is about Jackson State.
Right. And I mean, I can tell you, anytime you shoot a video like that, you're not focused.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. I mean, if you're responding back to something, you're not focused. Show it on the field.
Because why do you know that there's a video to respond to?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you're on there, you're on social media, you're listening to the noise.
Right.
I'm gonna say this. It's different nowadays, though. The kids and football and stuff. So the reason I say that, my son last year, they were playing this team and they were down 21 at half. They went in the locker room, they were kind of down. The coaches, going over stuff, and then they have like a few minutes before they get ready to go back out. Somebody looks at their phone and sees on Twitter the other team in the other locker room calling them trash and talking about it. They gonna beat them and stuff. Oh, word? That's how y'all feel? Spread it around the locker room. They came back out and won. Right. Came back from 21 down. But that's first of all, well, cell phones, we weren't even carrying them to the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we definitely weren't looking at them at halftime for nothing. So it's just different these days. Look.
Right. No, I get it. But kind of, I don't kind of want to go ahead, but kind of like what Ms. Nikki's saying, as far as if Jackson State keeps recruiting nationally like they are, bro, they're going to be a tough out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, guys, this is Deion's third season. Now, of course, we don't know how long he's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are saying, I don't know if it was you, Pooh, or Ant, y'all been saying that once Shedeur is ready for the NFL, he's gone. But if he stays there, I don't see nobody slowing these guys down. Just being honest.
I think teams catch up.
I was about to say, I think he forces everybody else to step their game up.
So it's a lot. So I'm gonna be honest with you. First year, Coach Eddie Robinson.
They looking better than a lot of people thought they were.
A whole lot better than a lot of people thought. I'm gonna say this. Also, Alabama A&M Coach Maynard. Once he got an identity and realized who his quarterback was.
That's another. God dang it, Miss Nikki. All my points, she getting them, and that's where the difference is. The money.
I'll say this.
Deion got that corporate money coming in.
I get that and everything. Alabama State may not necessarily, I don't know, what I'm saying, what A&M has a really good alumni. Kevin Ball, when he was on, he talked about it, how they're raising money. They, like I said, they're building their facility, upgrading their facilities. They'll be playing in a new basketball arena. Best believe, I put it like this because it's gonna come out soon. Football field, well, the football stadium and stuff is getting facelifts and different things are happening over there too. So, yeah, it's gonna catch up. So, it's being forced. So
Southern just they just raised a few $1 million fundraising on their own. So I mean, nice. Everybody else is having to step up and to compete. I mean, that's one thing about it, bro. Like, if you're an alumni from Grambling or Southern or Alabama State, whatever it is, you don't like the fact that Jackson State getting all these headlines, dog. You know what I mean? So you're gonna do what you can for your school to make your school be able to compete. And so we're seeing more people start putting the money where their mouth is and start giving back to their schools.
And that's awesome. And honestly, that's how it should be. I think we've been hollering that since the summertime. People been complaining about HBCUs not getting the love that they deserve and things. Well, you got to invest. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest. You got to give back. So kudos to those schools.
All right. Not just because of this game. Jackson State is 8-0. Jackson State is actually in the top 5 of the FCS. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the other big game. As far as SWAC wise, that went on this weekend, Magic City Classic.
Mhm.
It did not disappoint. As I talked about and alluded to in the opening, that game came down to the last second. It was Alabama A&M. Well, Alabama State came out, scored first with a field goal. Alabama State came out, started off with a field goal. A&M came back, scored a touchdown. Then got a pick six, scored, and went into halftime up 14-3. They came out, both teams were kind of going three and out. A muff punt gave Alabama State the ball inside of the red zone. They went on to score. Then they drove the field, scored again, and kind of put them up 17-14 late in the game. A&M came down, kicked the field goal to tie it up. Alabama State came down with like 2 minutes to left, scored a touchdown, went up 24-17, and then A&M threw a pass. The receiver called it, slipped in bounds. It was like 8 seconds left. He slipped in bounds at like the 2. Time ran out. And that's how the game. Listen, one of the most exciting Magic City Classics we've had in a long time. All those games are always competitive. It doesn't matter what your record is coming in. Those games are always, Now we had Dave from Down South Football on last week. Shout out to Down South Football. And we all 4 of us picked Alabama A&M because we didn't know if Davis could. Now we weren't alone. All the game they picked Alabama A&M, and for the exact same reason. Davis has been hurt. We don't trust.
So. That's why whenever I saw all of them pick Alabama A&M, that's when I felt bad about my pick.
That always happens too.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. So, let me get so we mentioned Miss Nikki here, our guy Nick Thomas.
Yeah, shout out to my dog Nick, man. Y'all,
big ups, Nick.
Yeah, y'all keep my boy in y'all prayer. He going through a little thing. I ain't gonna put his business out there, but y'all just think about my boy, man. Shout out, boy. Appreciate you for watching, dog.
Yeah, thank you, Nick.
All right. We got Chuck Hunt. What's up, Chuck?
And look at all these 318 great people up in here. Man. Beautiful.
Yes,
hey, ain't no place like 318, man.
Better tell
in 318 country. It's only one.
David here say Tigers by 50. Which Tigers?
Hey, that's tomorrow's show about that.
Yeah. Hop on tomorrow.
Appreciate you for watching, though, bro. Appreciate you for watching.
Hey, real quick. Hey, everybody go like and share, man.
Why is you leaning over like that?
And subscribe. I'm just getting my low voice on.
This ain't the quiet storm, dog.
Sexy voice.
Nah.
Barry Gray over there.
Yeah.
Todd in there. Todd Michael, who said Monroe, Louisiana, checking in. Oh,
what
okay.
up, folks?
Okay.
What up, folks?
Hey, that boy got all his cousins up in here. That's what's
I ain't kidding none of these people.
hey, Todd, I
love it. I love it.
I ain't gonna read that next comment, but please bring it up again tomorrow. we definitely gonna jump on that. Chuck says he predicted Jackson State to defeat Southern 35-25, but he said he did get the 35 right for Jackson State.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for tuning in, Chuck. Speaking of getting 35.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I do want to say
my bad. We ain't there yet.
Yeah, no, we about to go to Alabama State and Alabama in a Magic City Classic set a season high for FCS attendance for this year. 67,532 is the official number. We said it's 60 to 70,000. 60 to 70,000 with what I'm saying, about 100 more outside. So yeah.
So
I'm saying good stuff. You said exceeding to get 35. Talking about them G-men? We're gonna jump to them G-men?
Yeah, man. Make sure you put the G in there, bro.
Yeah, so
Grambling.
Grambling. Make sure you put both G's on there. Grambling.
Respect.
Yeah. Hugh Freeze, Lord. Hugh Jackson got the team turned around. Competitive game.
Yeah.
Dropped 35 on Alcorn.
Looks good, man. Looks good.
Hey, you know what's crazy? That they dropped 35 on them, but Alcorn outgained them almost by 100 yards. That's what's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they fumbled to open the kickoff, or they're running the kickoff and fumbled. And Grambling was all over.
Yeah.
Grambling defense. It was bend but don't break type defense. You know what I mean? They opportunistic and made a play at the right time when they needed to.
Right.
Yeah, because Coach Jackson, he definitely. I mean, defense stepped up. That offense left a lot to be desired. They definitely didn't set the world on fire in that one, but they did have two interceptions. One was a pick six.
Right.
The fumble on the kickoff. So
it was 28-0 going into halftime. You know what I'm saying? Right there, it's an uphill battle. And the fact that Alcorn had time of possession also and outgained them as well, that's impressive, man. Kudos to Grambling. They were supposed to lose that game on paper.
That's box score. Box score. If you don't show me the score and you just show me the box score, the team stats, Alcorn wins this game. Alcorn wins it by 14. You know what I mean?
As I know, since as a proud resident of Mississippi, Dion is SWAC. Okay, all right. But he did say Alcorn fans were steaming on Facebook. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But let me ask this question.
To his point though, real quick. Former Alcorn State defensive coordinator Cedric Thornton is Grambling's defensive coordinator. So it's almost like he came into the game having a leg up. But to Alcorn's credit, they still were able to move the ball. You know, they just couldn't.
They know his tendencies too.
Exactly.
So, but did we speak too early on Hugh Jackson? I guess that's the question.
100% yes. This is why I think so. We came in here last week or the week before last, and we had people saying, Grambling fans saying that it was time for Hugh Jackson to go. The dude just came this past summer. You know what I'm saying? Or this past spring. So give the man some time. Let him get some more players in. He lost his starting quarterback, his supposed to be starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Also, he would have had a great hire if they would have let him bring on. Well, he was an analyst, right? Because he wasn't going to be the OC. That's correct, then?
Our Browse.
He was going to be the analyst. He was going to be the OC. Yeah. So, I mean, give the man some time, bro. Give him 2 years.
I say this. My bad, Pooh, but I still say that I don't know if he was the best man for the job. I will stand by that, and I stand by the fact that Broderick Fobbs should have never been fired.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like I am, speaking, out of place in saying that. Now I still think this what we're seeing this year isn't going to be the team there through the duration of his tenure there. But I don't think that they're going to be where Broderick Fobbs had them, and I'll stand by that too.
So my thing is, I don't think the issue was wins and losses, Daniel. It's not wins and losses that people have the issue with. It's kind of how he's conducting business. It's not the quote unquote G-man way. And if you're going to kind of do things outside of the norm, you got to have results behind it. And it's got to be, it's not just wins and losses. It's got to be like the competitiveness and stuff like that. So
and look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a winning tradition. You know what I'm saying? But what is the G-man way? You know what I'm saying? He's the new head coach of Grambling State University football team. His way is going to be his way until they get a new coach in there.
But to your point, his way is not necessarily the Grambling way. The Grambling way is the tradition that Eddie Robinson established there, and the tradition that Doug Williams and all the coaches before Hugh Jackson have established. If he's doing things his own way, that's not the Grambling way. So and you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth. You can't do things your way. You can't do things your way and say doing things the Grambling way. That's not the same thing. And I'm not knocking him for wanting to do things his way. But at the same time, if you're going to do things your way, stop bringing up the Grambling way.
No, I get it. But who's to say that he's making a new Grambling way? My thing is, he's the new coach. Respect that. If you wanted Doug, you should have hired him. You know what I'm saying?
Who said they wanted Doug? I'm just saying.
Doug Williams. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying he's the new coach. It's a new program standard that's being set right now.
Yeah, but taking the G off the helmet and saying they're not living up to the Grambling standard. How are they not living up to the Grambling standard? Because they're not winning?
Maybe they're not practicing as hard. Maybe they're not
who's
respecting themselves in public.
That's on him as the head coach.
But yeah, you're correct. But how do you chastise them? How do you make them better? How do you hold them accountable? What ways do you think you should hold them accountable?
Taking the G off the helmet is holding them accountable.
All right,
that's what he thought.
Grambling is built on tradition. You can't spit on that tradition.
Facts.
What is that tradition? What is that tradition?
Straight up. The tradition, what Eddie Robinson stand for, bro. Everything Eddie Robinson stood for as a man and as a coach is what the Grambling way is. And it's conducting yourself the right. Bro, I'm not even finna get into all that, bro. But it's just know that there's a lot of people around Grambling who aren't necessarily happy, dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now,
all I'm gonna say, we gotta say it. Say it, because I don't know.
I'm not saying
you don't gotta say no names.
Nah, some stuff you can't. But let's do this. Grambling did get the win.
Yep.
So let's look at the other side, because Alcorn is
you suck.
Nah, they on that part.
Yeah, they on a 3-game skid right now. They went from in a battle to control the West to trying to stop from being at the very bottom. Yeah.
Dropped 3 straight.
Yeah. A lot of as Cyanosis put earlier, so a lot of people are fuming. Mm-hmm. Coach McNair has been hot. They at his head, they at his neck.
Drama.
A lot of drama. Trouble in Lorman. His coaching show. He ended up abruptly after some of the comments, and then
last Monday, I believe he said that was going to be his last coaching show for the season. That he would be doing no more because of some of the comments from the fans and stuff like that. That he doesn't feel are appropriate or respectable or whatever the case may be. So he's just abruptly just ended his coaching show for the rest of the season.
Hey, let me ask you a question. That sounds like soft skin, does it not? At the same time,
it sounds like a cop-out to me.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. You getting paid this amount of money to coach this program. If you want to be in it whenever it's successful, as far as you want to see what the fans got to say, you also got to be able to withstand when they're not agreeing with you. And whenever they are, you got to ignore it.
Yeah, you got to. It comes with the territory, man.
Exactly.
So, I agree with that.
Can't pick up your ball and go home, man.
Yeah. So I just want to say that's gonna be a situation we're gonna keep our eyes on. Cyanosis. That's all I'm saying. It's a situation we're gonna keep our eyes on. It's very touchy down there right now.
Yeah, we went into that game asking, was it gonna be a bounce back game? Bounce back game from Alcorn, and it looked like they just keep sliding further down.
Yep.
Yeah. David said trying to shift the narrative from people to people being disrespectful instead of what it really is.
Yeah.
I can agree on that. Also, Dave wanted me to point out that he did tell us that Grambling might win that game. He told me, he sent me a DM, said, I just want to let y'all know I told y'all Grambling might win that game. So, okay. All right.
I got you, Dave. Hey, get your points, dog.
I had no faith in them. I had no faith in them, man.
Me either.
I had none whatsoever. But they proved me wrong, man. Shout out to them boys.
Yeah, shout out to them boys getting their G back.
All right. Prairie View. It looks like it was a battle with Bethune. They were down 21-7 at the end of the first.
Yeah.
Bethune put up points.
Was no defense played on that game.
Yeah, the final score 58-48. I'm just looking for one thing. I just want to see.
What is defense? Jesus Christ. It's a Big 12.
I look for, don't they?
Kamar Avery.
Yeah, looking for see his stats.
He had a touchdown, I think.
He did have a touchdown. He had 6 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so Chuck here, you know what I'm saying? Going back to that. He said I watched the Fred McNair show live last Monday when he went off when I watched on Facebook Live, which longtime Alcorn Athletics radio announcer Chuck Edmond is the host. So.
That dude is an encyclopedia. He knows everything, dog. Chuck knows everything, bro.
He like you.
Nah, I wish I was like Chuck, bro. That dude knows everything.
Hey, all I gotta say is Prairie View is nasty in the trenches.
Yeah, Prairie View now controls pretty much. They're sitting atop the West.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting in the driver's seat. And
what's crazy is technically it's like 4 teams that can win the West. Technically, Southern, Alcorn, Texas Southern, and Prairie View all technically can win. It's crazy.
It's crazy. They have, and Prairie View has Alcorn this week. So
yeah.
If
Prairie View wins out, they good.
Yeah, and they got Alcorn, UAPB, and Mississippi Valley.
Yeah,
it's very possible that they can win out.
So we might be looking at Prairie View and Jackson State, which is funny to me because do y'all and I'm sure you may remember it was a time where Prairie View went like 10 years without a win, something like that.
Yeah, something crazy. Like, yeah, it was a long time.
Geez, and then they went to the SWAC championship. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I keep bending around you. But is it a way that Southern still can make the SWAC championship?
Yeah.
Have to pray.
They need to win out, and they need Prairie View to lose. I think 2. They need Texas Southern. No, they need Prairie View to lose 1, Texas Southern to lose 2, and they beat Alcorn, so they're good on that one. Yeah, they need to win out. They need Prairie View to lose 1 and Texas Southern to lose 2.
Okay. I think I can see Prairie View losing to Alcorn State this weekend.
That's a good point right there, though.
New coach, that's true.
Yeah.
But McDowell got them boys playing, man.
Yes, he does. Actually, so this question here, Chris Haley says, why will JSU not enter the playoffs with the caliber of talent they have?
We'll talk about that in a while.
Hold that thought, because we're about to get to, talk about that. So, Good Morning America was at FAMU this past week. So, with all, and they talked about it during the SWAC coaches teleconference. SWAC has had Good Morning America at both Jackson State and FAMU. They had College Game Day. Tomorrow night, you've got Alabama and
60 minutes too.
Oh, 60 minutes as well. You've got on ESPNU, you've got, hold on, actually, you know what? Because I want to make sure I get this right.
And Alabama A&M Mississippi Valley on ESPNU.
Tomorrow night. And then that's why I was trying to get.
Friday is Prairie View and Alcorn on ESPNU.
There you go. So you got a lot of eyes on you right now. But let's talk about FAMU real quick. FAMU beat UAPB 27-6 this past Saturday. FAMU has not lost a game since they played Jackson State.
They quietly been rolling, bro.
And the only reason why they aren't in the conversations because they're on the same side as Jackson State.
Yep. Right. They need Jackson State to lose 2 conference games to be able to win the East.
Yep, they do. They have to.
Because Jackson State got the head-to-head. So
yeah. Now, Chris, to get to your point, FAMU is eyeing the playoff but here's the thing. Contractually, Jackson State, if they win out, they have to go to the Celebration Bowl and play the winner of the MEAC side. Now, and I know to some people or most people, it's like, well, why would you want to do that? Why won't you break it? You don't. So going to the playoffs, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, Dion pretty much explained the reason why he would rather go to the Celebration Bowl than the playoffs. I know you probably gonna go into that, but ultimately, I think for every team in the SWAC, they would rather be at the Celebration Bowl than in the FCS playoff.
Yeah, because it is a waste of money, right? Playoffs.
Well, that's the thing. There's no financial benefit until you make it to one of the later rounds.
Right.
And like the Celebration Bowl is better financially for Jackson State or Southern Grambling, whoever, even in the MEAC schools who make it, then going to the playoffs, because you have to, like we've talked about on the show before, you have to put bids in. You have to be granted the home game. You have to pay for a home game. And if not, you have to travel. The NCAA doesn't pay the cost of that travel. And so it's just not very financially, sound for them to go the playoff route whenever they get paid to go play in the Celebration Bowl.
Now, excuse my ignorance, right? But so they cannot play in the MEAC and play in the playoffs also. Jackson State, if they were to win it.
No.
You talking about Celebration Bowl?
You can't play in the Celebration Bowl and the playoffs because the Celebration Bowl start is after the FCS playoffs begins.
So he says, but wouldn't it be great for HBCU to win a national championship? But
technically, they still can, because it just won't be the SWAC or MEAC champion that could win. Like, if FAMU could still make the playoffs and win the national champion, it just won't be the SWAC champion and the national champion. You get what I'm saying? Like, if whoever wins the Celebration Bowl will be the Black National College champion.
Yep. So
technically, HBCU wins the national championship every year.
Yeah, and I get he's talking about FCS. And we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. We're scheduled to have Dr. Cavill on from inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Go check him out if you get a chance. He'll talk a little bit more about it, because it was something we talked about on Twitter, and he kind of educated us on. Outside, so the FBS, on the FBS side, it does not fall under NCAA purview as far as how it's handled for the playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually make money because of the sponsors and stuff who actually host it. On the FCS side, it is an NCAA event. You lose money.
Yeah.
You're literally paying. And Mo Carter brought it up to us. Even when you host, 70% of the gate goes to the NCAA.
Yep.
So you're not making any money at all.
Yep. And then you probably be losing money because you had to pay $50,000 or more to host just to game.
Yeah. So,
wow.
So it's
and if you look at it, it's like the NCAA tournament, right? NCAA tournament, all the teams, travel and stuff is paid for by the NCAA because they got 1 million sponsors who cover that.
Right.
It's so, but if you're talking about the NIT or the CBI or one of them smaller tournaments that's not funded by the NCAA, some of these schools get bids and turn them down because they can't afford. You know what I mean?
Sense.
So it's all about finances, bro. At the end of the day, and these smaller FCS schools don't have the $100 million budgets to. Oh, it ain't nothing to chart up. Now, some of them they ain't working, but $8 million. And that's for the whole athletic department, not just football.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's shift to the MEAC side.
Let's do it.
So MEAC, it was 3 games over there this weekend, and
2 of them
16.
2 of them went the way I thought I was going to turn out.
Complete shock. Morgan State with a huge upset over South Carolina State.
Didn't I pick that upset?
You did.
You did.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't go with Morgan State again after I picked them to be different that one time, but they defense came to play.
Shout out to former LSU Tiger Jordan Toles.
Yes,
he had a game.
Yeah,
and hold on, Chris, I understand what you're saying. He says, but Dion has the connections to help out with finances. Correct. One, Dion can't go contractually. He will not be able to go to the the playoffs. So that's dead there, period.
If Dion wins the SWAC, he can't go to the playoffs.
He can't go. They contractually have to go to the Celebration Bowl. So boom, that's dead there. Outside of that, but then they and you kind of answer the question, because then you're begging or whatever, trying to get the other schools will pretty much be begging, trying to get money to finance it. So
Yeah.
now one day there may be a better option, but right now, actually, I think the Celebration Bowl was the better option.
Yeah,
financially. Yeah.
Yep. It is.
So,
and that's one reason why the Celebration Bowl, came to fruition is because they wanted something for these, SWAC champion and MEAC champions to be able to do that way that they can, culminate their season the right way.
Hey, and guess what? Hey, Chris, you're not alone. I think all of us did not realize that a lot of how the finances were.
Yeah, I didn't realize that
until say Dr. Cavill, who will be on next week. He completely broke it down, and I was dumbfounded because I was used to the FBS side how it's played out, and they were like, "No, that is wrong." So
yeah, him and Mo Carter telling us about the bid process and the way that works, and the way because of when the conference championship games are for the two conferences, how it's a week later than everyone else, so you only have like 24 hours to put your bid in and stuff like that. All right, so the MEAC, any MEAC and any SWAC school can compete in the playoffs as long as they aren't the champion of those two respective conferences.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good question though. Again, that's something we
FAMU did it last year.
Yes,
they went to the FCS playoffs last year.
Yeah. Jordan Toes. I'm sorry, we got Jordan Toes
had a heck of a game, bro. He had 2 fumble recoveries, a forced fumble, a blocked field goal. They had another linebacker who had a pick 6. I mean, their defense was everywhere, all over the field, and was really the difference maker for them.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Morgan State's first time beating South Carolina State since 2014.
Right. Not only that, I mean, Morgan State opened up a can of
41
ass whooping in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, yeah.
24 points.
So that was a huge game. Because that completely shifted the MEAC, the standings. That flipped everybody. That completely flipped everything on its head. North Carolina Central.
Yeah.
They now have a chance.
Yeah.
They have a chance.
Delaware State gave them a game too.
They did. That is the game. That game came down to the last play.
Yeah.
That was an exciting game. Delaware State was actually up. North Carolina Central came back, fought back to get the lead, and Delaware State went down last play, and boom.
Yeah.
You said North Carolina Central still in it. But right now, Howard running it.
Yes.
Right now,
Howard, because that's another thing Dave asked. Hey, does Howard have a chance? And in unison, we were like, nah, nope. They done. They look good. New uniforms. They look nice, but nah. Howard is now 2-0 in the conference. They beat Norfolk State, and they are now the only team that's undefeated in the MEAC, and they control their own destiny.
It wasn't close neither, my boy. They handled them.
Yeah, they did. Let's move to some other games. Tuskegee is quietly having a great season.
Yeah.
Who did they beat this past week? Was that Allen? I can't remember. No, they didn't. I just
didn't they beat
Miles, wasn't it?
Or Northern Kentucky State.
Kentucky State. Okay, there you go. What they got there? I think they might have Miles this week. I think that's down here. They got Miles this week. Fort Valley State dropped the ball. That's another game we picked.
That came down to we said Savannah State didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
They scored 21 points, and it was the fourth quarter was 21-7 Savannah State way, and they scored the final touchdown with a minute left to win the game. If I'm not mistaken, something like that. That was another game that you want to talk about exciting. Like nobody went into that game thinking it was going to play out that way or even be that competitive, and for it to come down to the last minute, and that's shout out to them boys, man. Them rivalry games, man. Throw the record out the window.
Right. Benedict continues to roll. It's nothing that I've said that every week. It's going to keep happening. Benedict is continuing to roll on. I didn't see this one coming though. Virginia Union dropped their first game of the season against Chowan. I don't know. They deserve a little bit of respect. Another game I didn't see coming. North Carolina A&T beat Campbell.
Yeah.
Moving to first place in the Big South.
Back-to-back losses for Campbell, the HBCUs.
Yeah, that is. So,
and Campbell, hey, kudos to Campbell for wanting to actually play these HBCUs.
Oh yeah, they coach ain't gonna back down from nothing. Mike Mensah ain't gonna back down from nothing.
I like them. Campbell, stay in there. Campbell's gonna challenge.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be a real big contender. And I'm not even talking about like HBCUs Jackson. I'm talking about like I really feel like if that coach stays there and they can build up.
Yeah, they're gonna be challengers for FCS championship soon.
Yeah. All right. XFL. Now, this is something we probably gonna talk about tomorrow as well.
The Rock bought the XFL.
2023. They'll come back 2023. So the XFL, previously they announced where the locations were going to be. They just announced the actual names of the teams. Previously announced the coaches and the locations. They just announced the team names. Former Florida State and Hampton quarterback DeAndre Francois has been assigned to XFL's Orlando Guardians. It's going to be interesting.
I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot more HBCU players on some of these rosters.
Oh yeah, you saw a lot of them in the what's the league that just finished up?
USFL.
USFL. Especially was it after the season? They started drafting them, those guys, and bringing them in. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Grambling. This is baseball. Grambling's baseball coach, Davin Pierre.
Shout out Coach Pierre, man. Well deserved, man.
He is no longer the interim. He is now full-time head coach.
Yes,
so
sir.
Congratulations to him.
Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
All right. Now, fellas, I guess we can take a sneak peek at this week. Coming up. The game's coming up. Let's see how wrong we're going to be. we were off for last week. A&M Mississippi Valley this Thursday on ESPN. Give me A&M. I'm not even gonna hold my breath on that one. If I'm wrong, that's on Coach Maynard.
I'm gonna go A&M too. But I do want to say shout out to Mississippi Valley. Nobody really give them a lot of love, but them boys play hard every week for Coach Dancy, man.
Every week, and they starting to put up points.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna get together. Yeah,
Coach Dancy, he got them boys fighting. If they're not doing us, they're gonna play hard, man. I hope they get them a dub soon, man. But I don't think it's gonna be this week.
Yeah. Now give me A&M also. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
My coach got a dub.
Yeah, they did. My coach, high school coach, used to always say, "All it takes faith the size of a mustard seed." So,
yeah, that's true.
And some good players.
Oh
man!
All right, Prairie View, A&M, and Alcorn.
Give me Prairie View, dog.
Friday on ESPN. Yeah, I'm at
PV.
Is it a sweep? If it's a sweep, I might change my pick.
Nah. Y'all pick Prairie View, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Prairie View.
Right.
Seriously though, man. With kind of everything going on, I don't think
Alcorn, they won't be focused.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Grambling's homecoming versus UAPB.
Yeah.
Do we keep the G?
I think we keep it. Pine Bluff just looked terrible this season.
They do. And they have the interim coach in as well. So I think it's gonna be Grambling right now. Now don't get me wrong, those guys are still fighting, but yeah.
Man, it's homecoming, man. Them boys ain't losing on homecoming.
Ain't you gonna be out there?
No. Oh. You already know he gonna be.
My bad. I forgot.
All right. Southern versus FAMU.
This is the one. This is
FAMU.
This is a bad spot. It's a bad spot for Southern.
This the one right here, man. This the game of the week to me, bro.
We just got through talking about.
Man, because I like Southern. But last week they just got their head busted.
Give me the Rattlers.
Yeah, we just got through talking about Southern struggling against top quarterbacks in this league, and this is the number. This is number 3.
Well, number two, number 3, wherever you want.
No, I'm saying this is the third one that they face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not number 3, but
I got you. Yeah.
I'm taking Southern with the bounce back win.
Okay, cool.
Give me the Rattlers.
That was say by 100.
Nah,
give me the Rattlers though, man. Give me the Rattlers.
I got FAMU now.
Because if Southern loses game, they done. Yeah. That's it. That's a wrap.
Much. But I just man, the way FAMU been rolling, bro. That's a. And then Southern got to go down to Florida, man.
All right. So hold on, we've been, you know what I'm saying, grow back a little bit. Chuck in the chat says, I predict Prairie View to defeat Alcorn 32-14.
Yeah.
That's an odd number, but yeah, I get it.
It's some missed extra points.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's okay.
2-point conversions.
Maybe it's safety or something.
Jared Lott says Southern will be fighting for their lives. I hope they're just not fighting. But anyway,
so they got to win or they out.
They have to win or they out.
Straight up.
David Irvin Jr. says rooting for Southern, but man, this might hurt. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck said he got FAMU to defeat Southern 28-13. What up, big pressure?
Pressure.
All right.
No, I was just saying pressure, like pressure.
I got you.
Yeah, that's his thing.
All right, Jackson State, Texas Southern.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, I know we talk about predicting the game, but I do want to say because of events outside of football that took place this week, the tragic loss of takeoff from the Migos. Coach Sanders did have this to say. So,
out of the consistency of people that are influential to you are leaving us consistently. That's our rappers. Takeoff was murdered in a dice game in Houston, where we're going. So that eliminates all y'all leaving that hotel, because it ain't happening until I give you further notice. So whatever her name is, whoever she is, parents, everybody, they're gonna come to the hotel to visit you because y'all ain't leaving. Sooner or later, we gotta start changing our addresses, guys. That's an analogy to saying, I know we this, but we ain't that. We gotta leave that behind that we once did. And that's what you guys are. Now you guys are Jackson State royalty. You ain't no, man. You're not whoever you were a year ago. You're not even who you're gonna be a year from now, which is a blessing. But you can't continuously do the things you've always done and expect to get the results. It's gonna have to be a change. All of us have gone through drastic changes. Have we, coaches? All of us are still evolving into what God has called us to be, and that's change. You cannot kick it with the same dudes you kicked it with. You cannot kick it with the multitude of women that you kick it with. You cannot associate in the same realms that you associate with. You're gonna have to change if you expect change. You can't do it. It's gonna come to a time, they can talk about you, they can mock you, they can ridicule you, they can cuss you out, they can clown you, whatever they want. But you're gonna have to separate sooner or later. You're gonna have to disconnect. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to. So get that in your spirit. I'm sad because it just seems like it's always us. But we wanna say we matter, we wanna say we keep it in 100, but it's always us. Now we lose another soldier to some bull junk that when we look back at it, the gentleman gonna say, dang, now his whole life changes. Because now he's incarcerated or murdered in a consequence of what transpired. Because you know how the game is played. And I don't want y'all playing that foolish game, because y'all are valuable to your families, friends, loved ones, and you're valuable to us. All right, let's think about that. Let's pray for the families. Ain't got no time to date the foolishness. Let's go get it.
I can always tell, and I know this is a serious situation, but I can always tell when Dion like serious, because he always say bull junk or something like that. Because he said that about the NFL teams that didn't come to pro day.
Yeah,
that bull junk. But I think this goes to show it's always bigger than football.
Yeah,
Always.
big in football.
yeah.
Man, I think that's like we always talk about what Prime's doing, for Jackson State, for HBCUs and for all that. But I think what a lot of us sometimes we miss the big picture. And what the big picture is he's giving those kind of lessons to young men, and not just on his team, but that video has been seen by millions of people. You know what I mean? And it's been seen by millions of young athletes who need to hear that but they're not hearing it from their coach. You know what I mean? And so that's the life lessons that he just gave in that 2-minute video, bro, is more valuable than almost anything football wise he could teach them players,
Right.
And I think that's ultimately that's the big picture, and that's what I think that Prime deserves the most respect and the most, flowers while he's here and all that for. It's for molding young men, man, not just the athletes.
Right. And I'll say too, Takeoff is he was probably like a lot of those kids in that locker room. You know what I'm saying? Grow up, probably rough background and things. A lot of those guys can probably see themselves in him. You know what I'm saying? And they probably have a lot of guys that were in their neighborhoods that was just like him. Or they went to dice games. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So a lot of times, man, you just find yourself in different situations. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I put this on Twitter, but pride and ego kills a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's one of them things where you just got to be able to walk away. You know what I'm saying? How many young black men have lost their lives way prematurely due to senseless acts of violence?
Yeah.
It comes to a point to where where you got to say, all right, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? The music that we listen to, granted, you got to be able to control yourself, but the things that we're putting out there in the universe, it's gonna come back to you. So I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I hate it I don't know if he had kids or not, but I mean, I hate it for his family. And the thing is, the dude was just standing there. He wasn't even trying to start no beef or nothing like that. But that's a story in itself. Right. You got to be careful of your surroundings. So,
man, I heard a song lyric yesterday, and dude named D1 on the song with Mac. He said, "These people got no vision, but we blind enough to wait for it. They selling us death. We lining up to pay for it. Man, it's time to start healing each other. We the only race that profit off killing each other."
It's crazy.
But if you think about it though, man, just the way that death went viral so quick and just spread everywhere, dog. We the only people who glorify that type of stuff, man. You know what I mean? And ultimately, that's what it comes down to, and this is what the end result is people tragically losing their life way before their time, man. And it's sad, bro.
Yeah. I actually took this and when I was talking so I have 3 boys. And I kind of told the story of it's not necessarily what you do. You also have to be careful of who you're around. As you talked about, Takeoff is known as one of the quietest members of the Migos.
Yeah. Never hear nothing bad about him.
Never hear anything. But even during this, I heard he was standing out to the side,
not saying a word.
He was talking to a young lady, and he was struck. So it's always about saying the company you keep as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong place, wrong time killed a lot of people, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he lost his life being around family. Yeah. Sometimes, and one thing I told, I've one of my best friends, we've been brothers, best friends since 8th grade. No, I'm sorry, 7th grade. Since 96, 97, something like that. So one thing we've always said to each other, because I don't talk to him every day, but when I call him, it's good, and we've always said everybody that come with you can't go with you.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Facts.
And it don't mean I love you any less. It's just that, saying your journey ain't my journey, and I can't hold you back from yours. You can't hold me back from mine.
Right. Yep. And it ain't no love lost. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Then I remember some of my mom used to always tell me whenever I was in college, she said, Dan, you don't be having more than 4 people more than 3 people in your car at a time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just about the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? And perception is reality at sometimes. And I know this has nothing to do with being stopped by police, but it's just it's kind of aligned with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be aware of your surroundings and who you hang out with, because they can put you in unwanted situations, and you just a bystander, just chilling, not even doing nothing, not even on that type of time, and you lose your life like that.
You are the company you keep, man. People said that all the time, and I heard that coming up all the time as a child, and I never really understand it, but I get it now. And like you say, he was off to the side doing his own thing, but the people he was with weren't on that same vibe, and ultimately look what happened. So the people that you're around are just as important, and the way they carry themselves is just as important as the way you carry yourself.
So
rest in peace, Takeoff. Though,
rest in peace, Takeoff. Condolences to the family. Yeah, it's a sad situation. It shouldn't have happened.
And we're losing too many. We say this way too much.
Yeah,
we losing too many. Too many of our young brothers to senseless, stupid, pride and ego violence. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
pretty much, bro.
Now, still a football to be played. The whole message was, hey, you're not, y'all can have family come visit you and stuff, but I'm gonna do what I can to keep y'all safe. So that being said, Jackson State, Texas Southern. Stop me if you heard it before. Texas Southern might keep this one close. I think Andrew Body may be able to do a little bit more than what.
I ain't gonna say keep it close, but I think Texas
keep it competitive.
Might
How about
put
this?
Up
keep
points.
It competitive.
I think they might put up some points, but I don't know. I think it might be like a 45-21 type game.
Okay. I say 35-14.
I think it's competitive till
Jackson State.
Late. I think it's competitive till late.
Hey, shout out to my boy D Sewell, man. Love you, brother. It's my guy. But yeah, I think I think Jackson State.
He posing like he a Gap model.
That's my boy, bro. That's my business partner.
I see. I understand. So is that how you? Okay, so that's why you deal with him more than you deal with us, because we don't take pictures like this.
No, no, we not.
Chris, great show. Hey, appreciate you, Chris. Hey, definitely. Hey, keep coming back.
Great dialogue tonight, bro. Great dialogue.
Come back next week. Dr. Cavill will be able to answer a lot of those questions you have. A lot of those questions.
I was gonna say Old Navy or something, but that man said
he said
Ain't they in the same umbrella? They are in the same umbrella.
I would have said Tommy Hilfiger, man. Tommy Hilfiger. Or Duckhead for the old
school. That's you old school. You might as well say Oshkosh Bagosh. Are those Bugle Boy jeans you wearing? That's what
Bugle Boy.
All right. All right, let's switch to the MEAC. It ain't Miss.
You forgot a game though.
What game? I forgot.
Alabama State Bethune.
I thought we forget that.
Oh, okay.
I forget that. Give me Alabama State. I think they hot right now.
Yeah.
Coach Robinson gonna take that momentum.
I agree
with you. That's another 3, Pete. Yeah.
Either we gonna all be right.
I'll be
wrong. If Bethune finally show up, that's a different story. But
I ain't gonna be mad at them if they do, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Kamar Avery gonna go for 300. Anyway,
MEAC, Norfolk State versus North Carolina A&T.
Give me A&T.
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah.
Norfolk State ain't did nothing all season. Norfolk State shook up the whole MEAC. They laid down for they laid down for Howard. Morgan State versus Stony Brook. I don't know much about. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Morgan. I think they ride that momentum. I don't know about your Stony Brook.
Stony Brook is 1-7.
Morgan State.
Yeah. Let's go. Fighting Jordan Toes.
This might be a good one.
Delaware State, South Carolina State.
It might be a good one.
Yeah, it's at South Carolina. It's in Orangeburg.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
I'm still picking South Carolina State, but Delaware could have the upset.
I think they will. Yeah, they can potentially upset, but I think I'm tired of saying bounce back. I think South Carolina State wins
Delaware
home
State.
field. Home
Got
field
Delaware.
advantage.
Okay. All right.
So, all right.
Ain't got Delaware
Howard,
State.
North Carolina Central. Ooh,
Howard.
Spicy. I'm going North Carolina Central.
I'm going Howard.
And this is why. Howard got the win over Norfolk State, and who's the first one they beat? Was it Delaware State?
I don't know. They kept playing all them PWI schools.
Was that? Yeah, they was playing all those Ivy League.
Yeah.
And they kept losing.
Schools. It
Mhm.
was.
So it said cheese and crackers, Grey Poop on Howard University is at the top of the MEAC.
They was getting beat by all them boys that wear cargo pants.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, Rev with the so just a quick background. Rev, one of his parishioners is like I think the aunt or cousin to Coach Sam Washington at North Carolina A&T. So his mother passed this week, so it's gonna be an emotional game.
Yeah.
I think they might rally behind him. We've seen that happen several times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
But back to Howard though, they beat Delaware State and Norfolk State.
okay. Yep, so hey, Daddy, love you. Just throwing that out there. Send me some money.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
That boy said, "Send me some money." You are too old for that.
Send me some. You right. I'm too old for that.
Send your grandkids.
Send Dylan some money.
Hey, look, my mom sent my son $20 last week for reading his AR book, and my son asked me that, "Daddy, where my $20 at?" I said, "It just bought you food today."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, his aunt. Yeah, his aunt is one of my dad's parishioners. Yeah, Howard, North Carolina Central. Howard has been, saying a great story. Give me North Carolina Central. I think they see a way back. They can backdoor in this thing.
I got Howard, bro.
Okay.
It's tough.
Hey, we love you too, Daddy Pooh.
Give me Howard, man.
Yeah,
I'm
going Howard, dog.
All right. Other big games. Benedict versus Allen. Hey, this is one. Benedict versus Allen. This is one that our man Jamie Walker
Albie score.
Albie score. He been talking about this is gonna be a big game. He's calling this game Saturday. It's gonna be on ESPN Plus. Yep. Benedict been rolling. I'm sticking with him. Let's go.
Yeah, me too. Benedict all day.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. Virginia Union, who lost their first game last week, got Virginia State this week.
Bounce back game. Virginia Union.
I'm gonna have to go bounce back on this one and the next one.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Virginia State.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Fort Valley State, Albany State. Fort Valley.
Hey, make sure we clip this. All right.
All right.
Timestamp this thing.
Albany.
Albany?
Okay.
I go Albany too.
All right.
Albany.
Miles versus Tuskegee.
It's a
Miles. Listen, Miles ain't won nothing but a
Tuskegee.
spelling bee this year. LeBaron told us, he said, my school ain't doing too well this year. Well, give me Tuskegee.
I got Miles with the upset.
Tuskegee gonna ball and parlay. I think this homecoming too.
Got Miles with the upset. Hey, people
Not
been getting beat. People getting
right
at their homecoming.
You are absolutely right. The shed gonna be rocking, ball and parlay. I'm gonna have to put that. That's gonna be the outro song when I need y'all homework assignment. YouTube ball and parlay by Tuskegee. That's y'all homework assignment. All right. The last one we got Clark versus Morehouse. This is an Atlanta fight. Separated by a sidewalk.
Clark, give me Clark.
Who you got, Pooh?
I'm gonna go Morehouse. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go Clark. I'm gonna go Clark.
I want to go Clark. I'm gonna say Morehouse though.
I'm gonna go Clark.
Clark gonna run away with this one. But if Morehouse win, I look smart. All right.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna look smart tonight.
The boy scored 72 points all year.
Jesus Christ. Why? Why? All right, fellas. Again, like I said, we gotta make sure I get it confirmed. But right now, it looks positive that we will have Dr. Cavill on next week.
Nice.
We'll do a little recap, talk some of the FBS, FCS, FCS to FBS, FCS playoff. Talk a little bit about that. It'll be a little bit different kind of show. Tune in tomorrow. Bama Hate Week. Bama Hate Week. The West is on the line.
Yeah.
Hey, what y'all be saying? I be playing
Tiddlywinks?
No, man. Like whenever I do the opposite, just to do the opposite, I can't think of it.
Contrarian.
Yeah, I'll be the contrarian tomorrow. I'll be the devil's advocate. I'll be the devil's advocate tomorrow. Yeah, to make it interesting.
You do that anyway. It's always.
Not always. Sometimes I have to play that role.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll play it. I'll play it tomorrow.
I love you finna be a Bama fan.
No, I would never be a Bama fan. I'm gonna be like Mr. Pooh. Somebody from Bama bring me a plate of food. And I'm gonna tell you why Bama might win.
Yeah. All right. Hey, like that, we out. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Who is SWAC? If ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? Baby, who is SWAC? Who is SWAC? Oh, I wake up motivated.